Hey everybody, I am popping in a couple minutes early as I had promised to. Some people knew that I was going to be popping in here live at 7:30, and if you are not on my list and didn't know I was popping in here, surprise! It's 7:30 on a Monday evening, and I am popping in here to talk about your mindset and going to challenge you a little bit, probably on some of the things that you think about when it comes to mindset and really help you shift into what I like to call a media mindset. Um, a mindset that really sees you embracing your expertise and really stepping into the spotlight and kind of owning all of this awesome expertise that you have in your wheelhouse to pitch the media, get coverage, be a podcast guest, write guest posts, and really step up your visibility and amplify your brand and business, and ultimately drive more business to your website and so that you can earn customers and clients and really just knock it out of the park when it comes to business and sharing your expertise with the world. So I'm just going to hang out here a little bit, make sure that I'm sharing properly in the group, and I'll get started with a few things at 7:30. So we've got about a minute to go here. I'm just going to peek down at my phone and just make sure that it's showing up in the group. And if you are watching live, be sure to say hello, give me a thumbs up, let me know that you're here so that I can say hello. And if you have questions as we go along, just throw them in or comments. Sort of acknowledge that you agree with certain things. Let me just make sure that we are live in the group. Hey, Kelly, thanks for joining on a rare Monday evening Facebook Live. I'm just making sure that I'm actually live in the group. There, I can see myself. Fantastic. So, happy Monday evening. So what I wanted to do tonight is just pop in and for those of you who are here, might be here because we just wrapped up a 5-day master your sort of mindset challenge, a media mindset challenge that came in. There were 5 days of content right into your inbox, and really to get you to challenge you in a challenge, an email challenge, on how you might be thinking about yourself and your business in terms of earning media. A lot of times when I say, pitch journalists and earn media, a lot of people, entrepreneurs, kind of shrink back a little bit and say, oh, I'm not ready for media. I'm not ready for coverage. Why would anybody want to interview me? I'm not a big deal. My business isn't big enough. I only do X. I just sell Y. And those are really things that I feel, anyways, are based in, sort of myths we tell ourselves, fear, that sort of negative limiting beliefs that we sort of travel around with. And, for a lot of people, specifically women, it's not a stereotype, but it's something that I've come across in my years of working, 15, almost 20 years of working in broadcast news and television, radio, but also in the years that I've been coaching and doing media and PR, is that for a lot of women, there is this imposter syndrome. And the challenge really was about kind of pushing back on some of the things that we believe about ourselves and our business in terms of where we are and what we can earn when it comes to media and PR and publicity. And really the challenging part here is to sort of set aside those myths and fears and kind of throw them out there first. In the challenge, I had people sort of brainstorming a little bit and putting down, the things that you're afraid of. And really, when we put down on paper, and I'm a big fan of, a pen and paper kind of thing, and writing things out, when you put those fears and myths and limiting beliefs on paper, and really see them for what they are. And then, kind of go through this exercise of challenging those and whether they're actually true. And what you're going to find is they're really just lies that we tell ourselves about where we're at. And, part of that when it comes to media and PR is, not fully understanding what media really want. What do the journalists really want? And they don't necessarily want somebody who has been in business for themselves for 20 years and a multi-million-dollar business for every story. If they're specifically talking about big corporations and multi-million-dollar businesses, obviously that's what they want. But for the most part, when we see the stories that show up in magazines and in daily newscasts and business features and in magazines and newspapers, that isn't what's there at all. And, we really have to sort of silence those beliefs, the little voice in the back of your head that's telling you that, you just sell X. You're only, a 1-year-old business. You're only a 2-year-old business. You are a solo entrepreneur. You don't have a staff of people. Really, I can tell you in the years of producing news, if a story resonated with me and was really something that I thought was valuable to my audience, I never once asked a person, well, how long have you been in business? How many employees do you have? If it wasn't relevant to the story that we were trying to tell and deliver to an audience, it wasn't relevant. So I want you to start thinking about those things that you're telling yourself, but also challenge you. What is keeping you back? What's holding you back from, seeking out, a guest post on a site like Mind Body Green? What's keeping you back from writing content on Thrive Global? What's holding you back from hitting send on an email to a reporter on, say, a CTV news channel, the morning show? Maybe it's the Marilyn Dennis show. Maybe it's the social channels, the shows here in Southern Ontario and across Canada. Really to challenge you to think about what is stopping you. Because let's face it, there are huge benefits from getting media exposure. Anybody who's been featured in the media, has had a mention in a publication or on a show, can tell you the benefits. I went to a networking event last week on Thursday evening and met somebody who admits that they had media coverage in 2 major publications about 10 years ago. One was in Maclean's magazine, and 10 years later, they are still getting business from those articles. People are still, when they do a Google search, that's what's coming up, or they're going to the website and seeing it on their press page, and that's what's driving some of their business still 10 years later. So I really want you to start thinking about the possibilities and what you can get as far as benefits and exposure and visibility for your business when it comes to media. And really to challenge you to shift into that mindset. Look at the myths, look at the fears, look at the negative beliefs that you're telling yourself. What's the narrative that's been keeping you back? And really work through those things to acknowledge the fact that you don't have to be the expert in everything. You do have expertise that's worth sharing. It's really about educating, enlightening, and entertaining an audience. So what is in your wheelhouse of expertise that can do that? What kind of information do you have that would resonate with an audience? And don't overthink it, because you need to think about maybe what you're consuming as far as information. What podcasts are you listening to? What magazines are you reading? What blogs are you reading? And think about the articles that maybe you've come across that are guest posts, that are contributor content on sites like Thrive Global and Mind Body Green. And I don't know, throw out some, for those of you who are watching live and on replay, throw out some of those sort of big websites, blogs that have contributor content, and let us know. And then let's just have a look and see who's here in this Media and PR collective that has expertise that could also have written a piece like that, a guest post. And really, it's not complicated to do those things, right? A lot of them have submission portals, contributor portals, where you can create content and send it in. And it doesn't take a lot of effort to create a post. If you are serving your community, you know what's going to resonate with them. And if it's a podcast or a website that is in line with what you are already sharing, that sort of shares those qualities and the topics that are in your niche, your industry, it's not complicated to create content there. So I want you to really, think about what it is that you're saying to yourself. What's that narrative that you're sort of giving to yourself, that little silent voice in your head, and then really challenge you to see whether those myths, fears, and negative beliefs, limiting beliefs, are really true. And one of the things that I think you'll find is when you sort of push the boundaries on those and really kind of put it out there, those things aren't true. There isn't a basis in fact in those. And those are just sort of things that we're telling ourselves because we're afraid to step out. We're afraid to kind of be the expert. And again, I challenge you, expertise. No one's ever going to be able to tell you that you're wrong when you're sharing your expertise, because expertise is based on the experiences that you've had in business and in your life and the journey along as it's gone, the successes, the failures, the challenges, the victories, all of that kind of stuff is rolled into your expertise. So you can't possibly be wrong if it's your own expertise and your own experience. So that's going to really help you wipe out that feeling of the imposter syndrome and feeling that you need to have all of the answers for everybody. Nobody has all the answers. So, really push the boundaries and challenge you on all of those myths, fears, and limiting beliefs. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you here, and I will post it in the thread, is that I have put together a online course that's really going to get you working through the mindset piece of earning media. So we're going to talk about the myths and the fears and the limiting beliefs and really kind of dig down a little bit in some of the things that I hear from people when it comes to what's holding them back, the things that they say to themselves and the things that they say out loud when it comes to the fear surrounding earning media coverage and what that really might mean for yourself and your business. And as we work through in this course, through the modules, I'm going to get you to push the boundaries, kind of challenge you on those things that you're thinking about, and then show you the reality of where you're really at and what journalists want and need from you when it comes to content and really when it comes to media as a whole, because I don't want to pigeonhole this just as journalists in that traditional media sense, because there is a lot of media out there that maybe is beyond what you would think traditional media is, so beyond the TV and the radio and the newspaper and magazine. So we've got, websites, we've got blogs, we've got podcasts. So really kind of get you working through the mindset, shifting into a media mindset, and then where do you go from there? So I'm going to give you some sort of really concrete content around coming up with a game plan to earn media and then stepping into the spotlight. So while this isn't a full media and PR course, it's really going to shift you from this mindset of, myths, fears, and limiting beliefs, shift you into media mindset, and then help you with the beginning stages of earning media so that you can get super visible, amplify your brand, and then drive more traffic to you and your business and really see the benefits of earning media. So I'm going to throw the link in there. I'm going to wrap this up and keep this really short. So if you are, swinging back here and watching on the replay, thank you. And Kelly, thank you for joining live. I'll throw the link in there. The bonus here for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to give a bonus code to get the course for 40% off. The price is set right now at $149, and you get 40% off that $149. And it's all go at your own pace, and there'll be video and some downloads, as well as some extra bonus content material there as well. And it's really, I want you to start, moving into a media mindset so that you can really step in, own the spotlight, get super visible, and again, take advantage of the benefits that media bring when you get a feature, when you get mentioned, and how to really work that to continue to leverage that to get media as you move along. One of the things that I love about getting media coverage is you're not advertising in that publication. You're not giving them a ton of your marketing budget. You know, think about guest posting. If you write a post and you're an online entrepreneur and you serve, you know, communities in North America, Canada, and the United States, and you decide that you want to submit a guest post to Mind Body Green that's in your sort of wheelhouse of, you know, wellness and health, think about how much that attention that can drive to your website, to your business, simply by providing content that didn't cost you any money. It takes a little bit of time to write a post. You don't have to be a wordsmith. You don't have to be a writer. You're going to write from the heart, from what you know of your own business, and think about the community that you're going to be able to drive to your business by posting on a site like Mind Body Green. Huge exposure, huge benefits to you and what you do and your community. And it's really just, you know, serving on a bigger scale than what you're already doing. So I want you to shift from that mindset of fear and myths and limiting beliefs and really get you to embrace the media mindset and know that you have all of the expertise and all of the knowledge needed in order to get press and publicity and media coverage. So I'm going to throw the link in there and give you that discount code of 40% off on this online course to help you shift into a media mindset and earn media in order to grow your business, get super visible, and amplify your brand. So happy Monday night. I hope you have a great week ahead. I will see you in the group. Ciao for now.